I'm an architect and I've been with Grimshaw's for about 13 years now. I worked on a whole range of different projects in the higher education sector, in the aviation sector, in the rail sector. And since joining Grimshaw's, I've always found a great space here to grow and develop my career.
So you know these spy movies from the 90s where they whip up a virtual model of a building just to tap on the air duct that Catherine Zeta-Jones is crawling through to get to the diamonds? Well, I make those models. At least my work strives towards something like that. I'm a BIM consultant and I help architects implement and execute digital solutions for their designs.
I grew up as the son of two designers, so somehow I've been raised in this kind of atmosphere of creativity, art, design since my early childhood. So as far as I can remember, that's always been part of my life. And so I think this probably had quite a significant influence on me. I do recall when I was about 6, 7 years old, sort of the mid-80s, that my parents started to build our own house. And so I just started to go to school, and every day after school I would come home and play on the construction site, mixing concrete, finding pieces of wood, timber, rebar, and making sculptures out of them, and really seeing how people put a building together. And I remember this being extremely fascinating. So usually when all my classmates would come home from school and start playing some computer games, I would go out onto site and actually sort of not really work on it, but kind of be part of the process there.
I am the youngest of 3 daughters, often lovingly referred to by my father as the 3rd unsuccessful attempt for a boy. And while growing up, he often did small construction projects around the house, maybe a garage at the front, a canopy at the back, another garage on the side. I swear we only had 1 car. But he always needed help, and I was the one there. So I would help him sift sand to mix it into concrete. I would help him align little threads to do some brickwork around. And I just found that fascinating. I don't really know whether it was the scale of things, the fact that we made actual things stand up, but I just felt really attracted to the building world. I really wanted to make buildings happen. So initially I moved country quite boldly to study in a better place, and I started studying architecture. My years in university doing a couple of part-time jobs on the side and the course were not easy, but they were definitely invigorating. Eventually I started working as an architectural assistant, mainly on healthcare projects, which themselves are quite data rich, and this led me to BIM, to now become a consultant with a company called Archilizer, and I'm actually collaborating with Grimshaw at the moment.
Yeah, I think that at this very early time, what I actually did is start to observe the process of building, get a feel for materials and quality and how to bring things together. And I think this kind of fascinated me, and that fascination still exists today, and is ultimately what made me become an architect.
I'm currently working in a large infrastructure project, and it's really exciting to be able to work with this very large and diverse team and be someone who can connect people with technology.
So today I work on a very large-scale master plan within the centre of London. It's probably the largest project I've ever worked on. It's a big infrastructure project, and yeah, it's incredible to work on this. Apart from my project work, however, I also have grown to understand the importance of adding to the culture of our industry. And as part of that, I'm very proud to have founded or be part founder of our LGBT+ allies group within the office to try and encourage and foster a inclusive atmosphere that enables a diversity within the office, but also I think role models are extremely important for this.
Being a queer immigrant woman in this quite techie side of the construction industry, I don't often see people like me around. So being in the position that I am, I feel it's an obligation to open as many doors as I can to people who have been marginalized. I feel very proud to be part of the core team of Women in BIM. I'm also involved in several different LGBT plus organizations that are involved in the construction industry, and it's been an absolute honor to be part of the UK Construction Week's role models list.
Well, I've become a visible role model myself because I think it is crucial that we find people within our organization that stand up and stand out to encourage other people to do the same and to really shine a light on the different types of diversity that surround us. I believe that diversity will ultimately help us all to get better at what we do, to make our projects more interesting, and generally to create an atmosphere and a room to grow for other people.